See you there. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Geekiverse show. I'm talking, John.
I know.
Okay.
That's okay with me.
Divas, am I right? What's up? I've got with me, I'm going to go the other way today, Grumpy Geek, Pavlok, Jimbo. All right, it's Jamie, I get it. Bruder 2.0, and Beta.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you today?
Good.
Very good. We are talking about the Civil War trailer that just released last week, actually. We're going to react to it here. Starting off the bat, what the overall tone of this? What did you guys think?
It's getting serious. It's getting real serious.
It's getting real.
I don't know how it could be though.
Right.
You know, there's like nothing lighthearted about this at all.
No. Not even the punch you in your pretty little teeth part?
Well, I mean, they're still gonna have
He's
the.
gonna make jokes. We know Tony Stark is a sarcastic kind of guy, so.
But I don't think he's really joking there. I think he really wants to.
Oh, no, he really wants to.
Right.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But they have to continue to keep the humor that's in the Avengers will still be there as best that they can do it. But this is a serious story arc, serious storyline. You know, I think it has to be a little bit more gritty than we're used to.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them. They've already had a lot of fun movies. So let's do a little bit darker. Marvel has not done a ton of dark in the MCU so far.
The way that they were talking is it was going to be as serious, if not more serious, than the Winter Soldier was.
Oh yeah.
Which
It's a sliding scale.
I'm
with
definitely
this.
down for.
I think it has to be.
Yeah.
Is someone dying in this movie? Like
Yeah.
someone significant?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Can't tell you who though.
I
know.
Okay.
No, I wish.
Do you know something?
I wish.
Spill the beans, Pavlok. Who you been talking to when you're not on the Geekiverse show?
He's talking
Not-
to the mouse.
It's not Susan Sarandon, that's
It's not
for sure.
Susan Sarandon, no.
She better live forever.
Because once she's gone, Pete's got nothing.
I'm nobody without her. Susan, I love you.
Someone talking to the mouse. Oh, your man is going to die.
That's not funny at all.
No?
There's no sharing between Mickey Mouse and the MCU.
Mickey owns the MCU.
Mickey
So
come
you
in
know.
anytime he pleases.
He owns
As
it.
long as he doesn't become like the slum landlord. all the Marvel movies are now shot on like reused sets from the Mickey Mouse show and stuff.
Daredevil season 3, the mouse.
Hey, carry your tenants, Mickey.
I think it's gonna be interesting because they've announced Baron Zemo. They've announced Crossbones as part of this movie. But we haven't seen them yet, so they're gonna be big factors. Very much villains, and Crossbones in the comics. I guess we're good with no spoilers from comics from 2006.
Let it flow, man.
All right, Crossbones kills Captain America, assassinates him when he's being brought in for trial.
Yes.
Yeah, and takes him right out. So I don't think they're gonna kill the captain. I think that would be
and that's serious stuff in comic books. Once you're dead, you're dead.
You're dead, right?
Oh wait,
No,
because Captain America, Steve Rogers, is in Civil War 2,
Right.
which doesn't come out till June 2016 in the comic books. So
and then we've got all of the Infinity Gems we got to deal with,
Right.
and all the Gauntlet, and so there's gonna be all kinds of. There's always people being teased as like, oh, they're dying, and oh, wait a minute, now they're coming back.
Yeah, no.
But I think we're gonna see a more serious death in this one. I think maybe from like you said, like a secondary character.
Yeah.
So watch out for Hawkeye. I don't know. Or the Vision. I think if Vision gets pretty beaten up in this trailer as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Scarlet Witch is kind of force pushing him
I
down.
love that scene.
That was nasty.
It really shows her power.
Poor Vision.
Poor Vision.
don't they get married in the comic books or something like that? Don't they have a romantic relation in the comic books? The Vision and the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-huh. So
And
they're just practicing.
We're just practicing the
I get it.
No.
I promise I'll do the dishes. I'm sorry.
You don't leave that sock there, guy, in the laundry hamper.
Yes, honey.
Poor Paul Bettany.
Oh man, I don't think that. I don't think, first of all, that they're going to be restricted at all by anything that's happened in any of the comics. This is its own thing.
Yeah, I agree.
But
It's a completely
it is loosely affiliated.
right.
Yeah, but why bring in Crossbones? That's a weird character to bring in. I think because he was in Civil War, but
Right.
his purpose.
So we talk
was,
about this.
Yeah, but his main.
I think.
Well, yeah, I guess, but it would be too much of a nod without having him kill somebody. I feel like because Crossbones is like a third-rate
It's
villain.
completely different. like the inciting incident in the comic books is a bunch of like B and C level superheroes blows up a school or something like that, and it's a bunch of kids that get killed, right? Whereas the inciting incident in this one is the city that comes out of the ground and
Sokovia.
Made up your.
the truth of the matter is I just couldn't pronounce it.
A lot of people.
I got you covered. Thanks, buddy.
Sarkova.
Sarkovia.
Yeah.
Cheektowaga.
Sarkovia.
The Cheektowaga, of course. Right. So I mean, they've it's just so loosely based on it, and they've changed it up the way that they want to change it up. So I mean that whole beginning, if I can move to this part, the whole beginning of the trailer, where they're going through, like, you know, here's New York City, look what you guys did there, and you know, here's Washington D.C., well done, and here's the floating city that I can't pronounce, look what you did there, and you watch everybody's face, like, you know, in the first one you see Falcon's face, and then the second one you see the Scarlet Witch's face.
I love that shot, by the way.
Yeah, you know, like I mean, you see
She's really
everybody
right there.
visibly sick to their stomach
Yeah.
over what they know that, you know, ultimately they were doing what needed to be done. You got to keep the bad guys at bay, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the collateral, this is about collateral damage,
Yeah.
right? This whole thing, and whether it's like the school kids in the comic book arc or floating city with weird name, whether, you know, it doesn't matter. This is about collateral damage and the impact that superheroes have. And the cool thing is that they know it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you see that they all know it. Like, we're trying to save the world, and all these people are dying.
And I guarantee you that Tony Stark is especially upset with it because he fought the Hulk in that one African city, and they just laid waste to the place. So he you know, he probably feels guilty for part of it just for himself.
Totally.
Because he was a part of that.
Tony Stark has a lot of reasons to feel guilty.
Right.
Ultron is his
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah, but I'm not
Completely his
convinced that
fault.
Tony Stark feels guilty about it.
No, he doesn't.
Like, you know, he's the classic narcissist character, and he is from the beginning to the end. And they do a pretty good job of that in both the movies and the comic books.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you read the Civil War comic books, Tony Stark's a jerk.
Yeah, he is.
You know, he's a complete jerk in that. And you know, Robert Downey Jr. is bringing it up short for what he is in the comic book.
Sure.
So
You gotta like him. You gotta totally root for him, and I think that's probably part of that angle. Black Panther, I think, looks awesome. See, probably an origin story there a little bit.
best part of the trailer to me.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Love the outfit. I love the fighting style.
Yep.
I think that was really cool.
A lot of martial arts involved.
Seth and I did a short segment called Geek Replay, where we basically tore apart the trailer. We paused it, looked at certain scenes or stills in it, and analyzed things. So definitely check that out on our YouTube. But one thing he pointed out was basically all the gunfire that was just kind of hitting Black Panther, and nothing was phasing him. I love that.
That's what a vibranium suit will do for you. It's made out of the same stuff as Shield, of Captain America's shield.
I went to Penny's to see if I could get one of those. Stafford makes those nice suits in separates, so if you're a little wider on the bottom, you can buy the right pair of pants. They don't have vibranium yet. It's kind of disappointing, actually.
It would be a little
overall.
bit expensive.
Yeah, well, you know,
Cole's had it, but I wasn't willing to pay the price for it.
fellas, I'm worth it.
Because Pete's worth it.
Vibranium.
Vibranium,
Because
because Pete's worth
There
it.
we go.
Vibranium by the Grumpy Geek.
Is
Iron
this
Man's...
a cologne commercial?
No, it's a vibranium. Jeez. Iron Man's new gadgets, or at least one of them that I wanted to focus on, was his hand there. So he's got the cool new watch. It shows him basically open it up, and then it also shows just a moment later Bucky taking a gun and shooting him. Love that because I think that's the tipping point. Pop
What a moment, man.
yeah.
That's the one where you feel like, okay, everything's just gone to hell. But when Bucky does that, he's obviously trying to kill him. He's not trying to just hurt him or incapacitate him. He's trying to kill him.
Bucky seems like the centerpiece of what is the conflict almost between Stark and Rogers. to me.
Absolutely.
But this is another one of those things that I wonder how you recover from it. You know what I mean?
It's not because it's the wind down. You said that.
Right, but well,
maybe you don't recover.
it's the what? This is the wind down of this group of people.
At least
Right.
Cap and Iron Man. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean their contracts are up, but Sebastian Stan, who plays Bucky, has like a 9-film contract, and this is film number 3.
Well, what I'm thinking is because Bucky takes over for Cap in the comics,
books,
so maybe that's where.
but so
it's heading?
does Sam Wilson takes over
Yeah,
for
that's true.
as well. And I just don't know how you recover from this is the conversation we've had about I'm going to cross platforms here. How do you recover from Stabby Babs killing
It's
her
just always
parents?
funny when you say
know what I'm saying?
In Gotham, people.
How do you recover from that? I don't know how you
Gotta add some
recover from
context.
this here
I think-
either. And this dude's got a 9-film contract. So.
Okay, that's true. I was going to say the answer is you don't recover, but that's a great point. He's got a 9-film contract.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Now I
have
saw
no
that
idea.
on the internet, so it must be true. I didn't
Just full of
research
great
that.
facts.
I know.
Internet things are true.
Right. Internet is.
Vibranium is it.
So the story obviously is going to be, you've got Bucky. He just does his thing, retires to the the West Coast, and starts the Pacific route of the Avengers. Pacific Coast Avengers.
Could be.
Yeah, you can do that. then you got.
It's hard to surf with a metal arm. I'm just saying.
Oh, rusted.
It's hard to
I gotta
surf in
say,
general.
But back to Tony's watch for a second, if you don't mind. I can see, so you get the shot of him shooting it, and then it cuts to black and white, and then Tim Cook walks out and says, "And this is the Apple Watch 2. Is everybody excited?"
I know.
It's
It's
the
funny.
iOS 10.
Well,
It's 2016.
immediately after he gets
Right
shot,
there.
Tony looks down and figures that he burned 30 calories. in a bullet.
Siri, when's my next meeting? You're gonna have to cancel that.
Pepper, I'm a little busy.
Pepper! Seth pointed out something pretty interesting too, that it always seems like the villain is wearing the vest
Oh, the vest, yes.
in our Geek replay, and Stark was wearing it in this, and he had not in any of his suits in the other films, or at least that we had been able to recall.
Interesting.
That is, it seems like, and obviously this is a Captain America movie, that Stark is being painted as the villain a little bit,
Yeah.
but we don't see much of the villain. I guess really it really focuses more so on the superheroes, which may tie into that a
Yeah,
little
they're
bit.
torn apart.
Well, I mean, we still could see. Nowhere does it say this is the final.
Not at
film.
all.
You know, so
No,
we
we'll
could,
get a third, I
we could
believe.
still
Yeah.
see more trailers come out, and then maybe we'll see as we get a little bit closer. You didn't see Doomsday until the last trailers of the Batman vs Superman.
And they're
kind of
still
stuff
not
either.
saying that's Doomsday, are they?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's Doomsday.
It's gotta be.
It's Doomsday.
Pavlok said it. So.
This is true.
Public has the inside track.
Everything on the internet
Yeah,
is
that's
true.
right.
I've already
Inside.
said that.
Inside
Forgot
He's
scoop.
talking to
Forgot
Susan.
about that.
Is it so Susan knows?
Yes.
Susan Sarandon somehow knows everything about Marvel and Star
She's
Wars
making us
and,
He does.
and DC.
Stop picking on Susan.
Stop picking on my friend.
I'm waiting for
Or
him to call
I
him
will go
Susie.
home and get my vest. Now, it's a sweater vest.
Susie
It's
has
not all that
outfits.
intimidating, I admit. But I've got the foremost collection of sweater vests in the Geekiverse.
There's no denying that.
He's beating everyone by a wide margin.
Combined. Ant-Man in action with the Avengers. That's kind of cool. Thoughts?
Definitely. I mean, like I wasn't even a big Ant-Man fan, like the original film, but it's cool to see him in this again.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, I normally don't love Paul Rudd, but I loved him in
I do.
Ant-Man.
Right.
He's great.
And it seems that he's on Team Cap.
Yeah.
I don't know how exactly that correlates, what draws him to Cap, for example, but we'll find out.
I like how he was riding on Hawkeye's arrow.
That's
That was
it. It's the delivery
cool.
system.
Which-
for
yeah,
him,
there
right?
you go.
He was like, Team Cap, Team Stark, I need the arrow.
I need something that can flip me through the air really quick.
I mean, Hawkeye said at one point in time, or Jeremy Renner said, I'm on team losing it, team whatever, because he's the first one that asked me. Standing on your ideals, Hawkeye.
Well, that's the whole.
Maybe he should be the one to go.
Yeah, right.
we have to replace because it's Daredevil in the comics. Daredevil and I'm forgetting this. I think it's Hawkeye. No, it's Daredevil and Hawkeye join him in the comics, right?
Yeah, I mean, they got to make some huge changes because,
Yeah.
I mean, a huge part of the story arc is Reed Richards.
Right.
Right, that's
Mhm.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, like
Great
Yeah.
point.
the huge part of the story arc. If it's not for Reed Richards, the whole thing probably doesn't happen. And,
True.
so.
Yeah.
That's why you can't assume that anything's tied into
Right.
anything here at all.
Right. I mean, I would 100% guess we know, like in the comics, it's the zero zone prison,
Right,
and
right,
stuff
right.
like that.
Yeah, that's what we think is coming out of the water there.
Yeah.
Is the but they're not going to bring it to the negative zone.
The negative zone,
Negative
yeah.
zone. Because they did a lot of messing that up
But
in
the
the last
neutral
movie.
Zero zone, negative
The
zone.
zero zone.
Neutral
It's below
zone.
the zero
There's way
zone.
too many zones here. The sweater vest zone.
But I will
Very
say,
well
The sweater vest
The
zone.
whelm.
The sweater vest zone is
The
that
whelm.
way.
The whelm zone. It's
The whelm.
so whelming.
Yes,
So whelming.
I think Seth's overall take was overwhelmed.
I think
But
so
there was
too.
a lot of looking down and concern.
Yeah,
a lot of that.
there's totally a somber tone to this.
I have something.
Yeah.
What did we all think about General Thunderbolt Ross?
Oh,
Because
I like
maybe,
that they
Oh,
tied
yeah.
him in.
maybe that's where
From Hulk.
the prison is coming in.
That makes sense.
Is he like has this under?
I bet on that.
Possibility.
And William Hurt is great. He's
Yeah,
a great
awesome.
actor.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's done so many great things. And
When was Hulk? 2008? It's been a
The
while.
one
Yeah,
with
it's been a while.
Like the
Edward
MCU
Norton.
Hulk.
yeah, Edward Norton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
It's
really well.
great that they are tying that
Right,
back.
yeah,
I love
2008 's
that.
all one.
Mm.
Man, they are
He was
doing-
such a good Thunderbolt.
they are crushing it.
I
Left and right.
love the crossovers. I do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I love them
Yeah.
on the CW TV universe.
Mhm.
Like next week is the Flash is going to be on Supergirl, and I love them. You know,
That's
like
awesome.
I just started Daredevil season 2, and I'm just hoping to see Luke Cage or
Yeah.
Jessica Jones or
Well,
like.
that's setting up for the Defenders. That's going to be
yeah,
a huge
Yeah.
you know, but there hasn't even been a peep about that. I just love the crossovers. I love when they tie stuff back together.
Same here.
Me too.
I just my one of my favorite Marvel franchises is the X-Men, and I just want more. Just Disney and Fox figure it out. You know.
That's a great segue actually.
I think it's very possible after Disney watches this podcast
Yes.
that they'll just buy
Just buy the
Fox.
X-Men. Just
No,
buy
not the X-Men.
just
All of Fox. Like eventually we're just gonna get like you guys are all too young for this, but like generic stuff came out in like the 70s. So if you wanted a can of generic beer, it was just a yellow can that had black letters said beer, and then you could go down the other aisle and it would be a yellow package that said egg noodles. And it was just like that. So
You did
eventually,
bring this
it's
up
just
on our first week of
You did,
filming.
yes.
it's just going to be like a yellow thing that says entertainment. Disney's going to own it all. There's not going to be any
Entertainment.
Oh
entertainment.
man.
Happiness.
Our TVs are all going to look like otter boxes for our phones because they'll be yellow and they'll just see TV on it.
So the segue with that is, I think, breaking down sort of, or at least putting a chink in the barrier is Spider-Man. I'm going to go to you first with this because Spider-Man is your guy, correct?
Mhm.
He is, and you have not been able to talk about him really on the show yet. So, first impressions with Spider-Man. What do you think of this? What do you think of the kid playing him? Everything.
Well,
It's quick clips.
in the trailer, there's just not enough to see anything like. I'm not in love with the visual that we saw so far. It looks very CGI. You know, it looks almost like plastic. He looks like an action figure, not a character right now. And I think it's just because it was split second and stuff like that. And then they broke some stuff down where it looks like his in Civil War, the comics, he's wearing this completely non-Spider-Man suit with extra arms on it that Tony Stark built for him. He was like, "Hey, dude, come fight with my team. We got toys." You know, and he came over and built him this suit.
That's exactly how Tony Stark sounds in my head.
He does. He does. So, I mean, do you
I
think
have a
that,
very different understanding of Tony Stark.
so, like in that
Like Steve
respect,
Wozniak.
I didn't love that tiny little snippet of the costume and stuff like that. But I'm certain that that's only because it was just a quick thing, and I think that'll all come together.
I think, just to comment on the plasticness, I think it's going to be, depending on the screen you see it on, because if you look at it in high res,
Right.
it looks really good.
Right.
And it's harkening back to Spider-Man, like back in the 70s, back in Spider-Man,
Yeah.
with the design.
And I always thought, I mean, so far, the two iterations of Spider-Man we've had, I thought they did a really good job with the look.
I had no problem
Yeah,
with
Both
that.
the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, I thought they did a really good job with the look, and I imagine that we're going to see more of that. I think it looks like, and I read somewhere maybe that the web shooters are these mechanical things that actually kind of sit on the outside of the thing, and he's got like a belt with extra cartridges on it.
Yeah.
And I probably will be complaining about that when we get here. You know, when we actually see it and stuff like that, I think that's kind of dumb. Read the Russo brothers today saying, "Shut up! You don't have to love it. We do. We're the directors. We had to fall in love with it. We did." I mean, literally, that's what the interview said. So
Yeah,
I'm
That
like,
makes sense.
all right, you guys win that one.
I really like it. I like that. I like the eyes. You kind of see him squint there.
Yeah.
A little bit almost like Deadpool that you saw. I think I like almost. So my first impression, and I'll start here, was after seeing it the first time, I was like, I'm not so sure. Maybe I kind of felt like you, but as I've watched the trailer a few more times, I kind of like it. Like it distinguishes, or it is unique in the sense that it looks different from the other two iterations that we've seen on screen, I think. And they've made it almost like an MCU specific one, and I like that.
It's definitely more buff. Like,
Yeah.
he, you know, in
For being so young.
right,
For
yeah,
being
especially
15
for
years
being a 15-year-old, they beat the crap out of me.
I liked his voice too, by the way.
Hey everyone.
He's a
What's up, guys?
15-year-old kid.
That's the thing.
Right.
It's supposed to
And
be.
and I think that's what they were going for.
And
They were going for he was the kid, but he's going to play with the big boys now.
Right.
Yeah.
Love how Stark calls him in, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Underoos.
I've seen the trailer multiple times, and I caught that for the first time today. I don't know where it was. I don't know where the first couple times when I was watching it was, but
So
I just,
he makes a jab at the costume.
To an extent, I think
Okay.
I think it's more playful, kind of like the older brother, giving a nickname to the younger brother, kind of
it's
thing.
kind of a creepy
Oh, I know
uncle
how that
gives
is.
a name to the nephew.
I imagine he
we've
pulled up to
already
Peter's
established that
apartment.
older brothers are jerks. So
They do give
You
awful
shut up,
nicknames.
mister. He,
I'm an older brother too.
yeah, I imagine Stark pulling up to, Peter's apartment in a white van, and he's like, hey, kid, I got this thing for you. Why don't you come fight for me?
Get in the van.
I bought you a costume to put on.
What a creep.
Oh my god.
Because
It's Tony Stark,
We may have just ruined Marvel for me forever.
what
I don't even like Tony Stark.
You're the
that much
creepy guy in the
lately.
group. It's all good.
Oh,
Ouch.
It's not the
serious.
It's not the
Peter
creepy
guy.
geek. It's the grumpy geek.
Yeah.
Creepy Geek's a different guy altogether.
Creepy Greek.
I see it more
The
as a
creepy Greek is a different guy altogether,
Greek.
and the creepy geeky Greek is a,
Just a weirdo. Don't mess with
right.
him.
Oh no.
Somehow I feel like Bruner is
You don't
all
want to
those
be at
things.
that wedding. That's all I'm saying.
The original Bruner, not our current Bruner.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. So, do we
We
think
need a
kind
new
of
one.
final thoughts here? Captain, they show him at one point in the trailer. Is he in Spider-Man's apartment? Did you guys get that sense?
Yeah,
I
don't
didn't get
know.
that sense at
I
all.
don't know if 15-year-old can afford rent in New York City.
That's a good
Well,
point.
he's with Aunt May,
That's a
though.
very
Oh
good
yeah, he would still be living with his
With
with
Aunt
Aunt
May.
May at that point in time.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, I'm gonna
But
call
what I'm
it-
saying is, it looks like Cap is there. Whether he's living with Aunt May or not, obviously, I would think he is.
I'm
But
gonna call it Susan Sarandon is Ant-Man.
That's
Can
how
you
she
imagine?
knows.
There's a
gonna
tear.
freak
There's
out.
a tear coming down
I'm
his
giving
eye.
you the geeky stink eye, the grumpy stink eye.
Oh, that was a tear. I'll tell you what I don't need though. I don't need Spider-Man seeing his uncle die again and just
No.
having that need to
Again.
fight crime. I think we don't need an intro for Spider-Man. That
Well,
No, I don't think
but
we're gonna get
only. I mean, I could live with that if, like, Tobey Maguire played Uncle Ben.
that would be interesting. That would,
Right.
or that Spider-Man's uncle died because of the other superheroes. That I could see as well.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it,
a possibility.
They're not going to change that origin
I don't
story.
think so.
I think
They
he's
could.
Just, yeah, they could. But
I'd
I think
rather
if there's
them
going
do
to be, I think if there's going to be Spider-Man origin story at all,
yeah.
and they've already said it'll be in Spider-Man reboot number 3, episode number 1.
Yeah.
Right.
oh, please
Right.
don't reboot that origin story.
Not
Well,
again.
I mean, I imagine there'll be this much, but they don't have to do this much. They don't have to do an entire episode about it like they've already done.
Please
So-
don't.
Right.
He doesn't need to fight Hacksaw Jim Duggan in a ring again.
That was the Macho Man, dude.
What was that?
That was the Macho Man, dude.
That was. Oh, that was.
That was
Hacksaw.
not
That was
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
A little Jeff on Jeff
Oh,
debate
my
here.
God.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm gonna choke.
Are you
dude.
ready? That person he had a 2x4.
Did you
I'm
hear
pretty
that?
sure
Everybody
that
just
was
said
him.
he was going to choke
No, he had a
slam
steel chair. It was Bonesaw. Bonesaw! Bonesaw!
Oh, Bonesaw.
He hits people on the show. I don't know if
he
you saw
does.
that.
I was right there. I was worried about his. Or,
Just saying.
I almost
you
said
know,
poor Bruner. I don't know if I really believe that.
yeah, poor Bruner was more for show. If anything. But,
poor Bruner.
yeah, Bruner, you suck. So, May 7th, this hits theater. Final thoughts on the trailer overall.
I think we need to see it together. Show out the movie.
I agree.
That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Geek outing.
Like, I've been excited for this movie since, it was first announced, but I feel like this was the trailer that got me to say, I have to see this
This
movie.
got me to the new
Yeah,
level, too.
This,
Yeah.
Yep, this is the one. It's like, I gotta see this as soon as it comes out now.
I agree.
I've been less excited about it because I think if you watch this week's episode of The Grumpy Geek, you'll see how I feel a little bit about it. But the Civil War story arc to me is a bad one. And so I wasn't excited about it, but this trailer kind of made me go, oh, stop it, Grumpy Geek. I'm more excited about it.
GG.
So I am.
GG.
Yeah. I mean, I really thought this was as good of a theatrical trailer as I've seen.
I agree
For
with
any of the
that.
Marvel stuff, like it really got me thinking, and I really, like I've watched it a bunch of times, and so I'm way more excited about it now than I was.
Yeah, and I think we all like it better than the first trailer, right?
Definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which it wasn't a bad trailer, but it had a different tone to it, which is fine because it was months ago. It wasn't close to the movie.
What other trailer?
Exactly. Exactly. So for Pete, Pavlak, Jamie, Bruder 2.0, and my buddy Beta, I am Josiah. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm new to the Geekiverse. I'm Jeff.
No, 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 I'm Jeff.
Oh yeah? Well, click here to watch the next video.
Oh yeah? Well, click here to subscribe.